Hi, everyone, and welcome to our first Resonate webinar of the year. We'll just wait a few minutes as we see people coming onto the bridge. So we'll be starting very shortly. Okay, I think we've got quite a few people in now, so we can make a start. My name's Hakira Deegan. I'm product director here at Resonate. And we have a very exciting topic to present to you today. We hear buzzwords like generative AI, automation, and insights sort of being discussed daily within our industry. But really, we want to explore how much of that hype can actually be translated into tangible benefit. We really hope to show you how we can today. So I've got some of my colleagues here. I've got John Quell from Anywhere 365. He's going to be giving an overview of the Anywhere 365 product. Yorai Tapachani, he's going to show us how we can integrate WhatsApp and AI into some of your contact center workflows. And Andrea Trelia will then give us some real life customer examples and how we've actually helped solve some of our customer challenges with AI, automation, and analytics. So just some housekeeping before we do start. Any questions, please post them in the Q&A box. We will address them at the end of each presenter's section. But before we begin, let's do a quick introduction to Resonate. So for anybody that hasn't heard, Resonate has been helping customers on their journey and using Microsoft UC and primarily Microsoft Teams in the last couple of years to become their primary platform for communication and collaboration. And our drive there is to remove reliance on, legacy systems, legacy PBX systems. Exciting news in the last few weeks, we have been acquired by SEC, and we're both very excited about how those new capabilities that we can jointly offer can help our customers as we continue to grow. But really, our expertise lies in addressing complexity. And part of that complexity is contact center, which we've seen a real accelerated growth here at Resonate over the last few years as contact center options for teams has matured. We've helped several customers across multiple geographies and multiple industries help move their traditional contact centers into teams and implemented Anywhere 365. One of those has been Mazda, where we've helped them save $1.8 million by migrating around 100 agents to the Anywhere platform and a lot of their customer facing workflows. So in terms of some of the challenges and trends, we can start by introducing some of those, and hopefully you can resonate with some of the messaging that we're seeing here. So, I mean, it's been in the news. The UK, we're in a recession. I know that's not a very positive way to start a webinar, but it's a fact that we can't essentially hide away from. And that's not a dissimilar situation, in terms of what we're seeing in, the rest of the world as we go through. So trying to navigate those headwinds and trying to maintain other commitments such as ESG targets and being compliant when implementing new technologies is really tough. Nothing really changes in terms of what a business's outcomes are, though. Every business that we speak to is trying to grow, thrive, and even sometimes just survive in today's world. And that can really only be achieved by growing revenue or saving costs. Now, the elements I mentioned, at the beginning around economy and ESG aren't really in your control. But there are two things that are in a customer's control, and that's customer experience, how you interact with your customers can really drive retention and attract new customers, and that in turn will drive revenue. And the employee experience, the tools that you empower your employees with is going to enable them to perform better and essentially optimize the processes that they're using in helping them to focus on higher value interactions, and also in turn save costs. So if we look at some of the trends that we see within the world at the moment in regards to customer contact and employee experience, we're trying to navigate a few different elements, and one of that is this shift in, or this generational shift where we're seeing new channels of communication come to light, that we're not traditionally reliant on voice anymore. So elements like chat, email, social media are becoming quite prominent, especially for the younger generations among us. Post COVID, remote and flexible working models, having the ability to do your job whether you're placed in the office or whether you're at home, and that being whether you're just back office or actually customer facing, is really key and really important. As I mentioned at the start, we hear artificial intelligence and automation floated around, but how do we really see the benefits of some of those technologies? There's promise of it being able to provide a better customer experience and provide more efficiency, but we need to be careful in how that's implemented. But the promise is there, and I think we'll show you how in reality some of that can come to fruition. This piece around customer self-serve, we saw a real growth in self-serve options being put forward through to customers, and it didn't have the positive impact that that businesses were expecting. Customers do want the option for self-serve, but they also want that high value interaction and that touch and care that people can provide, right? And it's about providing the right thing at the right time, in what's right in those situations. And the last two things are around data and analytics. So there's two areas of analytics and data that we can work with. One is the actual contact center itself, and providing analytics on how the contact center is being used, how it's performing, and having that data to hand will help make decisions in real time about how you have people servicing them, or when they're open, or what you can do to improve and make them more efficient. But there's also this data element from the customer side as well, and you can really leverage that information to help personalize customers' journeys and make elements of their interactions more proactive. I think one of the things to note here is that we see this happening between businesses and customers, but really interactions like this are important, not just there but within an organization as a whole. Dialogues between employees are just as important as dialogues between a business and a customer, and we work really closely with our technology partner Anywhere 365 to really break down those boundaries, and help empower everyone with dialogue within their organization. So I will hand over to John, who's going to talk to you a bit more around Anywhere 365 as a product.
Great, thank you very much. So hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are globally. I'm just going to take you through a quick presentation of Anywhere 365. Just by way of introduction, my name is John Quayle. I'm head of pre-sales at Anywhere 365, and I spend most of my time with customers helping them discover our product, talking about some demonstration scenarios, and also just looking at how we can integrate it with existing systems. But I'd like to introduce you to what our philosophy is as a product, a bit of what we do, and what the future looks like. So just a quick few slides from me before I hand over back to the experts at Resonate. So what is Anywhere 365? We refer to ourselves as a dialogue management platform for Microsoft Teams. Now, traditional way, you might look at us as a contact center, but we really do want to take those conversations beyond the contact center. Every time you interact with with a customer, it should be a conversation, or as we call it, a dialogue. So we define a dialogue as any communication channel that comes into your organization. That can be a voice call, an email, a social media interaction, a text, web chat, it doesn't really matter. And traditionally, with normal contact centers, those conversations die as soon as they leave the contact center. And we all have that very traditional view now that a contact center is just a bank of desks with people sitting in it, handling call after call after call. But when we look at what we can do with some modern technology, such as AI, we can actually empower those contact center agents to do quite a lot more. And we were just talking earlier about how the use of AI makes a massive difference to how an organization functions. And the human factor is really, really important. Everyone wants to feel like they're valued, and speaking to a real person is one of the best ways of doing that. However, we can offload a lot of the simple tasks for an agent, like identifying who somebody is, maybe getting a bit of information about their query before we take it through to the contact center. And that frees up times for agents and allows them to do other things rather than just call handling. And we're starting to see quite a lot of flexibility within roles and maybe a few more different things people are doing. So the agent role can be anyone inside your organization. And that's something we try and reflect in how the licensing is built on our platform. So when you purchase Anywhere 365, if you get one of our platform licenses, you can enable your entire organization to be a contact center agent, even if they don't really see themselves as that. So a good example is a call comes through to somebody picks up the phone and it's about an unpaid invoice and they forward it over to finance. Traditionally, we would lose all track of that call as soon as it left the contact center. But those people that work on the finance desk handling invoices can be enabled as an agent. So we can look at that full dialogue journey as it goes through. This also means we have the advantage of bringing enterprise level contact center features to those small internal help desks you might have within your organization. So you may have your main inbound customer contact center, which is the most important thing, but you'll also have maybe an HR service desk and an IT service desk. And why shouldn't they have those effective tools as well? If you help your internal employees perform well, it's going to help everybody serve the customer better. So Anywhere 365 includes the things you'd expect. We have an enterprise routing engine, we have full reporting built in, and you can also use things like an attendant console built into the product. A lot of what we do is built around the Microsoft stack, and we try and use that as much as we can. I'm going to show you that in some light diagrams in a moment. But just a quick idea of where we're located. So we're a global organization headquartered in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Every green little cloud you see there is where we have a physical presence in terms of an application. That's all built in Azure. Each one of those purple squares is where we physically have people with boots on the ground. So quite a large organization, and we deliver exclusively through our partner community with partners that are very well trained, such as Resonate. And throughout that community, we've trained over 830 engineers. So you can always find someone that's going to pick up Anywhere 365. This isn't a small niche product, it's something that's well adopted within the Microsoft community. So how does it work, and what are the bits and pieces that make up Anywhere 365? Let's just follow a journey through of a call, and we can look at the different touch points and where we bring things together. So you see this lady on the left-hand side, she's making a call into Anywhere 365. The first thing we do with that call is decide how we're going to handle it. And there's multiple ways we can do that. We have an interface that we can build advanced communication flows with called Dialogue Studio. We can also store all that information within SharePoint Online. So we have a SharePoint template that we give you to deploy inside your Office 365 tenant. We'll then query that to get the configuration. We'll also use that to store some media as well. We have some reporting that will show in real time with our Anywhere 365 wallboard. As soon as that call appears for an agent, it'll appear on the wallboard. And when that comes through to the agent, they've got quite a choice of how they can choose to handle that dialogue. So we have an application called the Anywhere 365 Web Agent, and that is our application built for the express purpose of handling those advanced dialogues that we get through. Now, you can still handle them in Teams, but using the Web Agent gives you that full view and all the controls you'd expect. We've embedded this by using it as a Teams application because we don't want to intrude on all the functions Teams already does and turn it into a contact center. We just want to add the functionality of Teams, add the functionality of contact center tools into Microsoft Teams. So this means when you go and deploy this for contact center agents, you're not teaching them a whole new telephony platform. You're just adding some new features into Teams. You can, of course, access the web agent via the web. we can embed that into a CRM system. So you can use Teams for all the telephony, and you can have that single pane of glass to view customer data and call handling. And then, of course, we have our attendant console as well to give switchboard operators the quickest way to dispatch calls. Finally, we can report on all of those dialogues using Power BI. We give you a template to query data that is stored in Azure SQL that is inside your Azure subscription. So you hold all the data with Anywhere 365. We don't keep it. We don't want it. We want you to be able to have full control. We also don't want to have to charge you for storage and have conversations about retention periods. So you retain that full data sovereignty. Now, we've got a few different models we can deploy on with Anywhere 365. V3, which is our primary product at the moment, is built along the Connect platform. So you can use your existing telephony provider. We don't want to start having to duplicate minutes and channels and stuff like that. So Anywhere 365 allows you to integrate with your existing direct routing provider, and that will provide all your telephony. That's also how we inject the calls into Microsoft Teams. Looking at the future, we are developing our Infinity platform, which currently works on Extend, so it gives us some ability to control the call within Teams, and we'll finally work with the Power Platform when that's fully available from Microsoft for us. And that's going to be part of the product portfolio. So we're not looking at replacing V3 just yet. We're just adding some more advanced features in as time goes by. And this is the main focus of our development at the moment. We're still adding features to V3, but really our full focus is on the future and what we can do with that new platform. I've got some quick architecture diagrams. I won't spend too much time here. I'm mainly going to focus on this one, which is direct routing, and just to draw your attention to all the components and where the actual Anywhere 365 IP and value actually is. You see in that central cloud, we have the Anywhere 365 dialogue cloud. That's where all the dialogues arrive. It's where the voice calls come in. It's where the text interactions come into. We then, once that call is handled, we push it into Teams, and this is where these applications come in. So you can see Power BI is consumed from your tenant, so is Entra for all of your authentication, and Microsoft Teams, of course. So really, we're leveraging the investment you've already made in Microsoft 365 and not duplicating stuff you're already paying for. In terms of the other architectures, these are just what we're doing with Infinity. We have Extend, which still follows a very similar architecture. However, that call stays in Teams. We don't actually deal with any media in that case. It means we don't get some things like real-time transcription, but you do get the kind of convenience of just having that single cloud. And then finally, with our Power model for Azure Communication Services, this is where we have the full functionality, or will have it, and the call will actually be routed to Azure ACS and then handled by Infinity and eventually routed through to Teams. So really, that's just a quick overview of Anywhere 365. Hopefully there are some questions in the chat. I'll pick them up as I hand over to Uri for the next piece on the demonstration. So good luck and let's go.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to take over the screen share. Let me know when you can see my screen. Hopefully everybody sees that. Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Juraj Topolčany. I am the contact center developer for Resonate, working in Resonate since 2019, and I have an experience with Anywhere 365 since 2017, and I'm an official Anywhere 365 ambassador. So lots of stuff has been already covered by John, but I would just mention that we're gonna utilize Dialog Studio tool, which is tool for doing the automation tasks and configurations. Dialog Studio is based on the Node-RED environment. Beauty of the tool that is that the tool is low-code, deployed on the low-code platform where administrators can easily done the configurations by dragging and dropping the logic. Huge advantage of the Dialog Studio is that in comparison with other contact center solutions, everything is done in Dialog Studio full stop. You don't need to install any custom connectors. As long as the API is open, we can connect. So just a last sentence from my side with regards to omnichannel possibilities. We do support multiple omnichannel options such as voice, email, web chat, SMS, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook Messenger as well. And on the demonstration, I would like to showcase you our WhatsApp integration into the Anywhere 365 and connecting to the dynamic CRM. tool. So as you can see on my screen, I have opened our Resonate chatbot. On the background, I got my dynamic CRM. On the right side, you can see my Anywhere 365 web agent. We can utilize the standalone web agent. We can utilize web agent within the CRM, as you can see on the screen, and also web agent within the Microsoft Teams itself. So let's stop talking about the theory and let's start to demonstrate the demo. So I'm gonna send the message to the contact center. So hello. Welcome to Resonate chatbot. Please provide your email address. So I'm gonna fill in my Resonate email address. That email address will be used for CRM lookup, right? And now chatbot does ask me what I'm looking for. So I would like to go for support department. So for example, I'm gonna say with my PC, I need help with my PC. And now based on the keywords, AI does recognize that I need to be routed to the service desk department. So in order to go further, I need to authenticate with my 6-digit code, personal 6-digit PIN code. So let's use, for example, my demo PIN code, which is 123456. And now first CRM lookup has arrived. You can see that my name has been shown and also my company, where I come from. Anywhere chatbot does proactively say how many incidents I do have registered under my account. And I have now option to check my already active cases or submit a new case. So let's go for submitting a new case. I also need to select the severity, right? So this is a P1 case, very urgent. And I need to provide a ticket description. My PC has completely broken down. I will probably need a new one. So I have been given the ticket number, a message. First available agent will be with you shortly. As you can see on my right-hand side, as an agent, I am being hunted. I can see the ticket description, and everything so far what you have seen is purely automated. No agent interaction, so agent doesn't need to fill in the case details, contact details, submitting a manual case. Everything is being done by the automation. So now agent needs to come into the place. You just need to accept the conversation. And now the conversation can be established between the agent and the customer. So I can say, hello, customer. How are you today? Going back to my WhatsApp, message did arrive, and I can reply, hello, agent. I am fine, thank you. So as you can see, both way conversation has been established. I'm gonna move a little bit to the CRM. As you can see, the contact card has been shown to myself, to the agent. You see the name, first name, last name, the email, business phone, and the account name. So we have submitted a case. So I'm gonna go to the cases, and here's the ticket would be submitted through the chat. As you can see, we got case title, P1 incident reported from Anywhere 365. Oh, even here, P1 incident reported from Anywhere 365 WhatsApp channel. This is my personal number. As you can see, the priority, right? Ticket number, customer, and the ticket description, what I put into the chat, has been inserted over here. That's one point of the AI where you can easily route to the skill without manually selecting by press option 1, option 2, option 3. Another element of the AI what we have implemented is the sentiment analysis. That imagine that you are a supervisor, you have a big dashboard in front of you, and you would like to monitor what's the mood on the call. Is the customer happy? Is the customer upset? And if the customer is upset, you want to save the situation. You want to intervene and basically don't want to lose the customer. So we have integrated into the Anywhere 365 Azure Cognitive Services, and based on the chat input from the customer, we can see what's the mood on the call. So let's say I am really not happy with this product, which is definitely not the case, but for the testing, let's use that. And I go to my Node-RED dashboard. Apologies. And you can see here we have two basically dashboards, one dashboard, two bars. One is the bar which comes from 0 to 100. There is a second chart over here, and you can see the transcription from the customer. So if I'm gonna say something else, I am upset, right? It's gonna even lower from 20 to 6. So this is purely real time, as you can see, and supervisor has ability to monitor and see what is happening. So let's be more positive. I really love the product. You see, it moved to the 96. I am so happy. It's moved from 96 to 93. So this is real time and very good for monitoring what's the mood on the call, on the session, and basically if there is a problem, just to intervene. So I've showcased you basically the text conversation between the agent and the customer, obviously monitoring the dashboard. So let's imagine that we have gathered from the agent side, we have gathered everything what we need, so we can close the session. So I click the handle button on the web agent. I go back to my chatbot, and I have been notified as a customer that agent has loved the conversation, and I'm being asked to provide the post-session survey. So on a scale 1 to 5, please rate the agent's ability to assist you today. So let's say I'm gonna say number 2, and on a scale 1 to 5, please rate the friendliness of the interaction with our agent today. I'm so happy with him, so I'm gonna press number 1. And I'm being notified that basically the session is closed. I have received a thank you message from the contact center, and we can go to the next level. So that's one stream of the contact center what I would like to demonstrate. I can also demonstrate you, for example, some sales queue where you're gonna say a message and chatbot does recognize that this is the sales opportunity, log the case in the Anywhere 365 outbound dialer into the dynamic CRM, and basically try to establish the call between the contact center and the agent. And as soon as this is established, then we can call the customer and talk about the new opportunity because we want to sell. So I'm gonna say another message. Hello. I need to give my email address one more time. And I'm gonna say I am interested in Anywhere 365 product. Thank you for input, and Angel will call you as soon as possible. So for the demonstration, oh, I'm even hunted now. So as you can see, I'm using the Teams web app application. I am an agent. I'm being invited to the conference between the contact center and the agent. Call is established, and you don't see that, but I am going to be hunted on my cell phone, and I can accept the call and can talk to the customer. Hello, customer. And I can basically speak about the new opportunity, what has been logged just less than 1 minute. That's sales and support. And with regards to statistics and Power BI, as you can see, here I have Power BI report. After the session, everything is inserted into the Power BI report, and we can drill down the statistics. So we got the session right here. So I can see, and before I drill down, I can describe what you can see on the screen. We can see the UCC related to, we can see the skill which was chosen. We got the modality text, if it was accepted or not, inbound, agent who handled the conversation, contact, and the statistics about the time. So if I want to see further details, I'm going to drill down, and I can select the dialog detail. I can see the whole journey of the contact of the session, total talk time, hunt time, total session time, and basically on the right side you can see the customer session rating. So question 1 was rated with number 2, question 2 was rated with number 1, dialog detail, UCC related, skill chosen, who handled the session from the agent side. So as long as the session is ended, everything is being directly imported into the SQL database, and supervisors can see the statistics right after, or even after some time. I think I have showcased everything from my side. Do we have any questions related to the demo?
No questions at the moment, you're right. But if anybody does, just feel free to drop them in the Q&A, and we'll address them at the end.
Thank you. I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'm gonna hand over to Andrea.
Hi, hello everyone, and thank you, Yuri, for that excellent demo. I am Andrea Trailer. I'm a solution architect for Resonate, and my specialty is Teams-based contact centers. You have heard from Akirat at the beginning of the session talking about customer challenges to provide an excellent service, as well as to ensure the return of investment. John has provided a comprehensive overview of the Anywhere 365 product suite, and Yura gave you that excellent demo on WhatsApp, dialer reporting. The reason why we showed you a sample of how Resonate does omni-channel implementations, it's because we had a few customers come to us for solution to reach out to the generations that shy away from making phone calls, just like me. Just like Yuraj showed you, WhatsApp, email, web chat, dialogue flows allow a level of self-service for brand new requests, checking the status of existing leads, incidents, tickets, and all with security in mind. You have seen the PIN authentication in the demo, but we also have a level of security when it comes to offering web chat capabilities only to logged on users, or pre-checking the pins in external databases using REST APIs to connect to other systems. In terms of the agent tools, the ease of interaction is also for the Anywhere 365 agents who are empowered by the web agent, be it as an app in Teams or embedded into the CRM systems. Web Agent is a powerful tool for agent because it provides enhanced call controls, timelines, and details of previous interactions. Here at Resonate, we add extra layers on the information into Web Agent. For Teams Web Agent, we create Anywhere 365 call flows that update customer IDs, emails, and other attributes within the Web Agent. For the CTI integrated web agent, we modify the screen pops and show you the relevant CRM records, just as Juraj showed you the contact card earlier. It can be any object card that you want from your CRM system. This allows the web agent, the agent, to focus on the call rather than finding your case and the details that are relevant for that conversation. When it comes to the buzzwords of AI and automation, we want the solution to be meaningful for the customer journey. For our customers, we have replaced complex IVR menus that take you back and forth and you press a number of digits. We've replaced that with bespoke Anywhere 365 Dialog Studio flows that use customer intent and natural language processing to route the call to the best skilled agent. You explain why you're contacting and you can reach different teams. You can reach sales, as we've seen. You can reach support with different core behaviors. The other area of AI that we make use of is the generative AI. And it's especially for our customers that have CRM integrations which require contact to be updated in multiple records at different times throughout the call or the customer interaction. So you could have an incoming call notification being written in the customer record, or you can have a voicemail notification. All of these are for compliant purposes or to facilitate better interactions, as well as to feed into CRM processes. For instance, a missed voicemail can trigger an alert, an email alert to an agent to check their open cases as there's been contact, or can modify the status of a lead to completed if there have been several attempts for contact without response. Sentiment analysis is one aspect that Juraj showed you earlier, and the difference between the perceived customer satisfaction and the real customer satisfaction. We've always had, surveys at the end of the calls, and many times people don't take the time to respond or give a vague answer. By listening at the recording and looking at the transcription of these recordings, we can actually interpret the sentiment and provide supervisors and also agents with feedback on how the interaction actually went. With regards to automation, our biggest achievement is deployment of bespoke campaign dialers in highly regulated services. You've seen a sample of that from URI, where we have different flavors. The dialers that we deploy are key for our financial customers, reach out to potential customers ahead of competition. We use Anywhere 365 Dialog Studio to control the type of entries that are added to the dialer. So only specific records that meet an API query. We control the frequency to hydrate the dialer list and ensure that we meet the regulatory concerns about when these calls are placed to customers in different parts of the world and who are the best skilled and legally compliant agents to take such calls. Other areas that we automate are related to the day-to-day maintenance of contact centers. Anywhere 365 provides contact center managers the capability of updating the SharePoint list of agents, the business hours, the skills per agent. And what Resonate provides on top of that is a Power Automate knowledge to modify this based on input from external calendars, based on Teams enabled users that meet a specific criteria as far as the department is concerned. Or we also use Dialog Studio flows to add people into skills based on the status of their accounts in CRM systems and the type of profiles and roles that they have in those systems. So it's a mixture of Power Automate and Dialog Studio flows to achieve this level of automation. Uri has showed you a bit of reporting as well. We believe that reporting is vital for customers to understand the way their contact center is performing and allow them to make quick changes to adapt to business needs. Those changes can either be made by the customers themselves or with the help of Resonate. When it comes to Power BI, we have a strong practice that works with the customer to modify the feature-rich Power BI template from Anywhere 365 and reflect the KPIs relevant to their business. One example of this is we've modified the main dashboard with key statistic for one of our customers because they wanted a one-stop wonder to see how the contact center is performing. We had other customers that actually wanted a more in-depth dialogue reporting, and that was from other parts of the reporting, enhancing our the dialogue details from the CDR database, where all the interactions are stored. So basically, with our low-level knowledge of Anywhere 365 database model, we were able to provide more information on every single dialogue that the customer needed. There are more other demos and samples, but before we talk about next steps, why Anywhere 365 and why Resonate? I believe that Anywhere 365 has infinite capabilities that low-code Dialog Studio brings into Teams, into Teams-based contact centers. As John was mentioning, you bring the whole Teams ecosystem as a potential agent, and you ensure the same level of service across the whole organization. Why Resonate? We not only care of the voice flows and header manipulation and CNAM and all of that voice element, because we are a strong practice for Teams direct routing, but we have the capabilities of using our strong knowledge on low coding to create Dialog Studio flows, Power Automate flows, and modify Power BI templates to meet customer solutions. So from end to end, we have a team that can provide the expertise, and we work together to achieve a solution. In terms of our next steps, I've hinted at many other demos that are available from Resonate. We can talk about bespoke demos if there are any needs. So we can tailor on omni-channel in terms of the type of interactions you need, WhatsApp, web chat, and all the capabilities there, or campaign dialers, any bespoke Power Automate flows, or reporting enhancements that we can provide. In terms of checking out the Q&A, I don't see any questions at the moment.
No, I think we're all good, Andrea. Thank you very much for rounding that off, and thanks to everyone who presented today. As Andrea mentioned, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we're more than happy to help and follow up on all the actions that you see on the screen. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure presenting to you, and we'll hopefully speak to you in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's one hand raised. Not anymore.